Welcome back, everybody. This is Eric here with Iraq Veteran 8888. Today, we've got another 5 Guns episode for you. All right, this one is going to be a doozy, and we've got a couple of special guests here with me. I've got Big Josh and Little Josh from Black Diamond Guns and Gear. Great YouTube channel. Stop what you're doing right now. Go subscribe. Check them out. They're really good dudes. You're going to love their content. Definitely a different vein than what Chad and I do. Really good perspective. Thanks for joining.
Yeah, thanks for having us. We really appreciate it.
All right, so what's today's top 5 guns?
We are talking about the top 5 guns that you're going to have when the police just ain't going to come.
The police aren't showing up.
Police are not showing up. You rely on what you got, and this is what you need.
That's right. There's a lot of conjecture floating around. I mean, in the political world, people are saying, oh, we should defund the police and all of this stuff. And there are many situations where certain jurisdictions have, all but the worst of emergencies will not even send the police out for a minor thing anymore in some cases because of defunding and all. So with what we've seen in the firearms industry and the amount of people purchasing guns and the types of people purchasing guns, folks are concerned that the police are not going to be there to protect them. Oh, yeah. So there is a serious side. I mean, 5 Guns is sort of satire-ish, and we like to have a little fun, and we're going to show off some cool stuff. But it is important to remember, too, that right now this is a very real thing, right? People are scared.
There's a reason why people are going out and buying this stuff right now. There's a reason why there's lines around the block, or at least there was lines around the block.
Yep. So. And there's a reason why the guns on this table, chances are, things that are close to this vein, you're not really going to find laying around because there's a lot of demand for it right now.
Right.
Well, let's break into number 1. I'll let you pick.
Okay. I'm going to say number 1, you're going to need a quality handgun. That's why we always try. You can call it, I'm a Glock fanboy if you want. I'm fine with that. Anyway, we like Glocks, and my handgun of choice would be a Glock 26. The reason why is because it will fit every single magazine that is a 9mm caliber for a Glock. I mean, you can put the 31 round magazine in here. You can put 17, 15, whatever. And you know that these things are just going to run and work.
Yep.
So that's why I pick a Glock 26 as my quality handgun that I know I'm going to need around. And also, there's a possibility that you could do a battlefield pickup. If you are around people that may have, let's see, Glocks are out there everywhere. Somebody's going to have a Glock. Somebody's going to have a 9mm Glock magazine laying around. If you run out, there you go.
Right on. Yep. I like the 26, short, rigid barrel, really accurate. And like you said, the magazine compatibility is nice in terms of that just as a gun. Yep. And lots of people are buying striker-fired autos and semi-auto pistol. Pistols are a huge proponent or component of self-defense. So, you could see why that would be a great thing to have. And you never know if you have to call the police or if, let's just say in the fantasy world of this video, because 5 Guns are satire, the police aren't coming. And, that could be if you're out at a restaurant or out and about or in public or at large. Anywhere. It doesn't have to be just your home.
What do cops carry now? Do they carry 40 caliber now? Do they carry 9mm? I don't really know. But I would imagine if they're carrying 9mm, like I said, battlefield pickup, if you happen to have to help somebody even.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, I think a lot of police departments are switching back to 9mm, both for logistical purposes and just practicality.
I'm pretty sure that our area, they were actually going from the Glock 19 or the Glock 17 to the Glock 45. A lot of our area was switching to that.
Nice.
The thing that I like most about the Glock 26 is easy concealability.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you did have to conceal the 26, it's easily concealed versus a full-size duty Glock or any other Glock. And like Josh said, it takes all Glock parts and all Glock mags.
The cool thing about this is I can run this with the same amount of ammo as a Glock 19 because you can literally, like we said, put any magazine in there. This has a little X grip on it or whatever you want to call it. I think that's the company of it. But it makes it a full frame just like you do have a 19. But you still have the concealability of the slide of a 26. So that's why I like to run it like that.
All right, so I'm going to go to number 2 here. Now, this is actually a piece of hardware that not a lot of people have seen yet. This is in the handgun vein, but it's also in the PCC vein, and it's in the braced pistol vein. All right, this is the Flux Defense Raider, and this is set up for the SIG M17/P320 series of pistols. And I'll just quickly kind of show you guys how this thing works. It's really, really neat. So because the M17 uses a chassis as a serialized component instead of the lower grip frame, it allows the aftermarket component in terms of, manufacturers to be able to come up with some really cool aftermarket ideas. So the Flux is a brace. Okay, it's spring loaded. You depress the lever and the brace extends. So you got you a nice braced pistol. You've got a spot up front for your light. Okay, so if you hear a bump in the night, something going on, you can light that up. That's a Streamlight TLR7 Alpha. All right, I thought that was a nice fit for this particular pistol.
Yeah.
I'm going to show you the functionality of the magazines because I think that's one of the really neat charms about this. We do have a pick rail up top with a Steiner MRS. This is one of my favorite compact red dot sights. I absolutely love them. They are wonderful. The gun that I have in here is a standard SIG P320. This is the same P320 from our initial P320 review that we did years ago. So this is the same gun, and now it's going to get a second lease on life in the Flux setup. Now, I want to show you quickly, you have an ambidextrous safety lever, which is cool. The magazine release, though, and the functionality of that is the coolest feature of this particular pistol. So you can release the magazine up here to the right from the rear. All right, so your rear magazine that feeds the pistol, obviously. You can actuate this one with your thumb to push it. So you got ambidextrous magazine release. This is not a forward grip. It's a magwell, okay? It's a speed load magwell system, not a forward grip. Pretty important distinction to make there. If I give it a light push, the front mag will come out. If I give that front button here a hard push, the rear mag comes out. So if let's say that the gun, all right, you fired the last shot and the slide is to the rear and you felt the recoil come to the rear, you can, look at that, it didn't fall out. Oh, it's an empty magazine, yeah. But the idea is that you're supposed to be able to, there you go.
It is.
Yeah, and then reload. Let's try that again. I can do that a little bit faster.
Yeah.
So it gives you a fast reload on tap with the Raider.
You said that they are not making that for the Glock 17 yet. Even though they have a Flux brace for the 17, they don't have this type of system for the 17 yet.
Not yet.
Right.
Well, they do, but
chassis,
not. Yes, correct. Not the Raider, and the Raider has QD points, both on the brace assembly and on the unit itself, right there. So you've got QD. The Raider is more of a purpose-built Flux product versus the Glock series that they do. Because the serialized component is the frame on the Glock,
right,
they have to definitely stick to the design parameters of the Glock. So that limits them a little bit, whereby this gave them the full ability to kind of, design it the way they wanted.
Yeah.
And, of course, I carry this in my Hill People gear bag. I mean, I love Hill People stuff. This is a great rig because it scratches the itch of a pistol caliber carbine. It's not an NFA item.
Right.
So it does not require a tax stamp to have. And you've got a red dot. So if you have poor eyesight at night, or you just need that additional confidence to have a red dot sight, you've got a nice red dot, and you've got a flashlight to identify the threat in your home, which we always have been proponents for weapons lights on defensive guns.
If your red dot goes out, you can see through the back.
Yes.
You can see the sights through it. That's pretty cool.
Yep. You still got your co-witness iron sights, and the sights on that 320 are night sights.
That's awesome.
And that's the thing that I like most about it, and you hit on it a second ago, is the fact that it has QD sling mounts. That, to me, makes this thing amazing. Not only do you have some kind of like small sub gun, you can throw it on you, sling it. If you're walking around with your 26, say you run out of ammo, you go straight to work with this.
Yeah, pop it out.
And this thing seems very, very stable.
Oh, yeah.
So,
yeah, it's not flimsy at all.
No.
Like, it's totally just...
So not as concealable as a 26, so it doesn't fill the same role as your 26, but for its size, it is probably one of the most compact PCC style arrangements that you could really come across.
Yeah. I mean, you got to think this is the actual size of a handgun until you pop this thing out. Mm-hmm. That's amazing.
It's not much bulkier than your standard handgun.
Not at all.
So that adds a lot of flexibility.
And you carry extra mags with it.
We'll call it flexibility.
Flexibility.
I like
I
that.
made it funny. Look at that. See, I'm not so boring. I'm not boring. All right. So that's cool. And then to close the brace, you just push the lever down, give it a little bit of shove, and then when it gets to this part, it'll kind of be, it's got the spring it's got to fight against, and you just give it a good solid push.
Nice.
And that locks. Okay.
Yep.
All right. So what if a handgun is not enough? Little Josh, come on. Number 3.
We're going to go with the AK. Reason we chose this AK is because it is a pistol platform AK. It actually has a brace on the rear, but it's small enough to where it fits kind of a role of a PCC kind of ish subgun, and you can actually brace it and go to work if you needed to. So that's why we chose this one.
And what about the money drum?
Well, that's just
for show.
Yeah, that's
you got to let them
show
know who's
off.
boss, right? You're going to throw some Benjamins at them. Our friend Chris at ATF Hydrographics, did this particular drum for us. It turned out really great. Makes me feel like a gangster when I'm shooting. Feel like a mumble rapper every time I pick it up.
You just can't hold this one sideways and hit you in the face.
I think that's when you tell them you're about to give them 100.
There you go.
Well, what's funny is I wonder if there could be $75 bills. I know that's not a thing, but that is a 75-round drum. It would be quite appropriate to have $75 bills.
True.
So, I don't know. We'll pretend it's 100.
Ton of firepower.
Maybe you should make an IV-88 $75 bill.
Yeah.
With your face on
With my face on it?
Yeah, that'll work.
That would be cool.
Maybe.
Write that up.
I like this particular setup. The nice thing about a short AK is you do get, a lot of punch in a really short package.
Absolutely.
And you get a lot more, gas out of this thing than you do a 9mm in terms of power. So even out of this 10.5-inch barrel that's on this hell pup, it is a great setup and certainly capable. This particular gun also has the Fostech AK Echo trigger in it.
Oh, yeah.
And one thing I'll make mention of on this particular trigger, I actually just had the Fosters down here hanging out with us, and I was having some difficulty running this trigger 110% reliably, but it's because I'm trying to shoot fast. So when you're running the AK Echo trigger, you really want to make a deliberate pull and release. If you're the kind of person that shoots fast and tries to shoot off the release to limit the movement of the trigger, it can have a few light strikes here and there, and it's just the nature of the AK. It's just not as fast cycling, as an AR is. We've done video on the AR Echo trigger as well. The AK one is great. We do have a video on this gun coming up soon.
Now, what is it you say about slings?
Every home defense or personal defense firearm needs to ideally have a sling.
This one in particular is what, Flatline Fiber Company?
Flatline Fiber Company. That's our guy Chad here in Locust Grove. Now, not our Chad, but another Chad, and he makes those.
Flatline Fiber Company, Neomag holding it on there.
Yep. Go ahead and demonstrate. I know you want to.
Well, just pull it off.
Look at
Go
that.
down. It's that quick. This one will actually extend.
Look at that.
Tighten up if you wanted to, so that's pretty
Right on. I love those slings.
Dude, they're awesome.
And when I first was exposed to them, I wasn't 110% sure if I was going to like them because they felt like they were kind of small, a little thin, little wiry. But for a little PCC or an AK or a short AR pistol, it is such a great setup. And the Century strap is a essential piece of gear too. I love
Absolutely. I think he makes them with pads too. So you can get the padded or the non-padded like this one is here.
Right on.
I know the saw type straps that you like, the real big padded ones. That's what he makes. So.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
All right. So speaking of saws, I guess we'll move on a little bit here. All right. So number 4, I'll announce number 4. So Mark and Patricia McCloskey, and yes, I had to look. I want to make sure I said their name right. You guys are familiar with the couple in St. Louis that had the protesters in front, the rioters in front of their house and everything like that, and they defended their property with a simple, AR-15, A2 style AR-15. This is an old Colt A2 Sporter, very similar to what Mr. McCloskey had in his front yard. If you're feeling froggy and you feel like help's not coming, but you need your 30 friends here to dissuade any would-be arsonist or robber or looter.
It was not a peaceful protest. They knocked down the gate.
Right. I like this. In fact, this gun is sweet. We've done a full video on this rifle. It is such an accurate rifle.
The thing I like about it most is not only is it, it is an A2. And the cool thing I think about an A2 is you've got anywhere from, 25, 50 yards all the way out to 300-400 yards. You can hit something with this rifle. So not only is it kind of short range, it's mid range as well.
Yep. I do like the longer barrel because you get better velocity.
Don't have to worry about red dot going out, anything like that. It's totally got iron sights on it.
the stick shift
way
of the
to go.
gun world.
That's exactly what it is.
You know what? That is such a great what a great thing to come up with. The stick shift of the gun world. That is so true. Like a good iron sight AR like that, 100%. It's the stick shift truck of the gun world. 100%.
100% agree.
Yep, you're on point there. And I like A2s. You know, I like the full-length stock because I get that kind of full rifle feel. You know, I feel like I'm shooting an actual rifle. And I do like collapsible stocks as well. Like an M4 style stock is great, especially if you're wearing body armor. It is considerably helpful to have a collapsible stock to help kind of cut a little bit of that extra length. I know that some companies make special PDW stocks that are even shorter for people that are wearing, you know, very thick body armor. You know, that can be a thing. Shooting an A2 with body armor is not the most fun thing in the world.
Not at all.
But it can be done, and of course the collapsible stocks are great for that. So, number 5, now this is a Benelli Super Black Eagle that I've affectionately named Goldie. I call her Goldie Hawn. But this shotgun's nickname is Goldie, and it's an old HK marked, you know, Super Black Eagle with a 3.5-inch chamber with a Nordic Components extension. And if I ghost load it, I can put 8 3.5-inch Magnum 18 pellet buckshot rounds in it.
That's right. He said 8.
That's not something you want to walk into.
No,
You know?
no, this is getting into 10 gauge payload
absolutely.
Territory. But it's not that heavy of a shotgun. It's very reliable, extremely reliable. And I didn't pay a lot of money for this gun. I bought this one from Michelle up at Moss Pond, and she sold it to me for $400, which it had a whole bunch of rust all over it. It was in really bad shape, and I was able to blast it off, and I Cerakoted it this beautiful gold color.
Nice.
And when I brought it in the house, my wife, you know, Brandy, she she said it's the ugliest gun she's ever seen. So I said, well, we're gonna call her Goldie.
Yeah, I like it.
That works.
Yeah,
I like it because the controls are easy. It's easy to manipulate. Just super cool shotgun.
You don't have to worry about pumping it. You just literally go to town.
Oh, buddy, and it will do it. And it's not a very heavy gun either.
No, not at all.
Now, it does lose some points because in a movement, it is a little bit harder to maneuver in tight quarters because of its extra length. But I liked the long barrel because there's less flash as well. With the longer barrel, you get more time for the powder to burn. And I can put that longer tube on there, and I can get some really generous capacity out of this guy.
I just love how smooth it is. Mm-hmm. It's like butter, dude.
What kind of like that? You said it's not easy to manipulate around corners. Is we're not necessarily clearing houses.
Right.
We're defending
Defending
houses.
your house.
Sure. That's right. You know, and you don't have to look for trouble if you don't want to. And I think that the big takeaway from this video for a lot of people should be, I know there's a lot of folks that are, you know, watching this video that are probably one of those 5 million plus new gun owners. And they're trying to think, well, you know, man, this is a topic. When they saw the title of this video, they're thinking, man, this is a topic that resonates with me because, hey, I'm one of those people that's concerned that maybe nobody's coming to help, right? So it's a natural feeling to want to protect yourself, and we should protect ourselves. If for whatever reason, though, the 5 guns here on this counter can't do the job, I think I've got another one in mind that might possibly up the ante if the threat level really just dictates it. So I'm going to have to have your help, though, because I can't carry the burden of this by myself. Are we ready?
Let's get it.
All right. So, all right, get her up here. Okay. All right. Yeah, just set her down. She's cool. Barrett M107A1. So when things get really hairy, and not only are the police not coming, but your friends aren't coming, you know, the world very well could be over in 30 minutes if you don't, if you aren't able to keep the wolves at bay.
Cars will stop coming.
If you need to shoot down a spaceship.
It's definitely not coming.
Yeah.
Dude, it's just, this is the lighter version, right?
Yes.
Dude, this is an
still
amazing piece of machinery right here.
Yep. The 107 is the 50 cal that Barrett makes that is meant to be suppressed.
Right.
And they cut out a lot of weight. So I believe when you look at the weight of an M82 and compare it to the 107 is intended to be roughly what the weight of an 82 would be, but when the suppressor is attached. So when you add the suppressor, you get to the weight of an 82. So basically they're able to carve out as much weight off of the 82 that would equal the weight of the suppressor. So, and this one is designed to be suppressed. I love this rifle. Now, would this be my first choice? Obviously not. And remember, 5 Guns is satire. This is just all meant to be taken in a little bit of cheeky fun. But there is some fact mixed in there, right? And a little bit of opinion, of course. I feel that all of the firearms on this table, obviously, you notice when you look at the 5 Guns videos when we do them, it seems like the guns don't always change, right? And you see that there's so many situations where we can come up with the 5 Guns idea and we kind of go back to these same basic tools, right? These tools of freedom.
Right.
Really good stuff.
I mean,
I completely agree.
I agree with that. Yep.
Yep. You guys have got to try out the Flux before you leave today.
We will.
Oh,
Yeah,
most
so
definitely.
maybe we'll get a few shots of y'all running a mag out of the Flux. You'll like it.
The main point is be free and go, not support, but actually express your right to have this stuff because it's your right.
Absolutely.
What other reason do you need?
That's right. Yeah. I mean, and the thing is, you don't have to have a reason.
Right.
People think that there has to be, but honestly, all it really comes down to is just protecting yourself.
Exactly.
Your community,
Because
your
I can.
families.
So,
Yeah. All right. So before we go, guys, tell all of our viewers here how they can find you, where all your particulars are.
we are mainly on YouTube as Black Diamond Guns and Gear. We are basically on there. We're on Instagram and Facebook, stuff like that, but we mainly put up videos every single week on YouTube. So that's where you will find us mostly.
And you're out of Tennessee, right?
We're out of Knoxville, Tennessee. And so we like to shoot and have fun. And
I'm going to come see you guys. So we're going to film some stuff in your neck of the woods soon, okay?
just got our range done.
totally
Be a good time
done.
to come up.
Absolutely. Guys, thanks so much for coming down, hanging out.
No problem.
We're going to have more videos. Oh, one more thing before we go. All right, I swear this is it. Very, very quickly. All right, so we caused a little bit of a stink with our top 5 Boogaloo Guns video. And I just wanted to acknowledge something in this video. All right, there were some nasty articles written about me and my channel. I'm not even going to give any thought. I'm not going to share links. I'm not going to, that's not what I'm trying to do. But the mainstream media took that. I think that's why that video got so many views. And I'm sure y'all saw like an influx of subscribers.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
It might not be the kind of subscribers you want.
Nah.
But, boy, they were really pinning us against the wall over that for no dang reason, Anyhow, guys, make sure you go and subscribe to the folks here at Black Diamond Guns and Gear. Great dudes. These guys are so good. And look, anytime we have like range day or event or we're putting something on or get together, these guys, they always hang out and help and everything, and they help us set up, and it's just so cool. And you play drums.
Yeah.
So you always bring your drum set down and we jam.
Absolutely.
And that's always fun.
I love doing it, man. Love hanging out. Love playing music.
Yeah.
Love shooting guns.
Well, I'll have to bring my guitar rig up to your place. Maybe we
Absolutely.
can make some noise at your place, too.
Definitely.
All right, guys. Have a great day. Thanks for tuning in. This has been Top 5 Guns. Subscribe to Black Diamond Guns and Gear. Go over to Ballistic Ink. Pick yourself up a snazzy t-shirt. That would really help support our efforts. This girl here is not cheap to feed, so that would definitely help us out there. And guys, have a great day. Thank you very much. Guys, thanks for coming down.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
All right.
Be back.
See y'all next time.